Bollywood actor Jacqueline Fernandez has been making headlines due to her alleged involvement in the 200 crore extortion case involving conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar. Jacqueline will now be appearing before the Delhi Police's Economic Offences Wing on Mandir Marg today at 11 a.m. According to sources, the Delhi Police has prepared a lengthy list of questions for Jacqueline ahead of a summons. According to a police officer, the questions will revolve around her relationship with Sukesh and the gifts she received from him. The officer stated that she will also be questioned on how frequently she spoke with or met with Sukesh over the phone. Going across to my colleagues Ashish Mershi and Ananya Bhatnagar. Ashish Mershi tracks the ED very closely. Very good morning to you, Ashish. If you could sum up for our viewers the kind of charges that are against Jacqueline Fernandez. She's been named in that charge sheet by the ED. And what is the timeline of her association with conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar?
So, the relationship goes long back, and why Economic Offences Wing has called her and what the Enforcement Directorate is basically looking at. So, the Enforcement Directorate basically has been looking at the money trail, and they finally found out, if you remember, even in the charge sheet that was filed, she has been named as an accused, where they said that whatever gift she got for around 7.5 crore rupees, that was basically proceeds of crime, and that is why her assets were also attached. But importantly, in the charge sheet, they very clearly mentioned that she was very much in the know that Sukesh Chandrasekhar was inside the jail premises, and still she continued her relationship. But what left, even the ED officers a little perplexed is that the claim of the lawyers of Jacqueline Fernandez has been making is saying that because he used to be well dressed, whenever he used to talk over phone on mobile phones, he used to be well dressed, and it was very difficult to find out whether he was inside the jail premises or not. But leaving that argument aside, the Enforcement Directorate has got substantial evidence, WhatsApp chats and many other evidence to show that she was basically in touch with Sukesh Chandrasekhar despite knowing that he was inside the jail premises. Now, having said that, going back to the EOW, the first complaint that was registered, or you can say the FIR that was registered, was by the Delhi Police, where Delhi Police, Aditi Singh, if you remember, the wife of the former owners of Fortis, Shivendra Mohan Singh, she had basically approached the Delhi Police suggesting that this case was basically, because this man, Sukesh Chandrasekhar, was basically cheating. She in fact she was cheated by more than 200 crore rupees. And this conman, Sukesh Chandrasekhar, basically he impersonated the Law Secretary, the Home Secretary and many other senior officials of Government of India. And finally, a trap was laid, and if you remember, the complaint was forwarded to the Enforcement Directorate, and finally he was caught. So, Aditi Singh had to sell her entire jewellery. She had to borrow money from her relatives, and 200 crore rupees in cash was paid to many people, it was handed over to certain people who were close to Sukesh Chandrasekhar, and Sukesh Chandrasekhar, if you remember, gave that money to certain jail officials. In fact, 84 officials have been named in the FIR that has been registered by Delhi Police, and that is also being looked by the Enforcement Directorate. Finally, the Enforcement Directorate is basically looking at because the Economic Offences Wing of Delhi Police is basically looking at the benefits that was accrued and whether she should be named as an accused in the supplementary charge sheet that they are going to file. In the earlier charge sheet that was filed by Delhi Police, she has not been named as an accused.
Stay with us, Ashish, because we're also going across to Ananya Bhatnagar, our legal correspondent. Very good morning to you, Ananya. If you could sum up the charges that are against Jacqueline Fernandez currently. We know last year that Nora Fatehi had also been questioned in the same case around September, October of last year, and she had claimed that she was a victim while also admitting that she received the gifts from Sukesh and his wife. But Jacqueline Fernandez and her lawyer have maintained that, while Jacqueline is a victim, why is she only being singled out when it comes to having received these gifts?
Well, remember that the lawyers have continuously denied any kind of a relationship of Jacqueline with Sukesh Chandrasekhar. However, the ED in its charge sheet completely goes on to say, and I quote from the charge sheet, that the lure of money actually did not, in the lure of money, Jacqueline Fernandez did not even care about what criminal antecedents was Mr. Sukesh Chandrasekhar having, and hence she continued her relationship with Sukesh Chandrasekhar, and this is at a point of time when her lawyers are continuously denying any kind of relationship. Now, what we know so far at this point of time with regards to her appearing before the EOW is that definitely she would be appearing at around 11 a.m. before the Economic Offences Wing of the Delhi Police. Before that, at around 8, in between 8 to 9 a.m. in the morning today, she will be holding a meeting with her lawyers as well. So she would be briefed about as to what to answer, how to answer the questions, and which questions particularly she has to skip, or how basically she has to conduct herself during this interrogation, so that minimum damage could be done by the EOW to her when it comes to filing of a charge sheet or recording of a statement, so that her deposition does not put her into troubles more, because already ED charge sheet has been filed against Jacqueline Fernandez. She has been made an accused. And remember, this was not the first charge sheet into this particular case. It was in fact the third charge sheet. First, a main charge sheet was filed, then a supplementary was filed, and now this was the second supplementary charge sheet. In the first two charge sheet, she was named as a witness, and only her statements were being used. But then after the ED had reasons to believe that she was a part and parcel to the conspiracy that was hatched by Sukesh Chandrasekhar from the jail inside, the ED made her an accused after knowing that she was well aware of Sukesh Chandrasekhar's criminal antecedents, and hence she has now been made an accused into this particular case. She's been accused of using these proceeds of crime, in fact receiving very, very costly gifts, including Chanel bags, including bags of various luxury brands, a very, very costly horse, in fact, two cars, one of which she returned. One was a Mini Cooper, and another one was a BMW 5 Series, which she had returned back to Sukesh Chandrasekhar. And in fact, loans were also given to her family members by Sukesh Chandrasekhar, and hence the ED says in its charge sheet that the lure of money, in the lure of money, Jacqueline Fernandez did not even care as to who she was indulging with, knowing, even after knowing that what Sukesh Chandrasekhar was doing and what his criminal antecedents were. And remember, the whole case came up to light after Miss Aditi Singh, who's the wife of one of the biggest pharmaceutical owners of the country, had actually approached the Economic Offences Wing that she's been lured of 200 crore rupees. And in fact, Sukesh Chandrasekhar had used this 200 crores to, in fact, as a proceeds of crime, and a money trail has now been found against Sukesh Chandrasekhar. Also, in Jacqueline too has its connections to it, and hence that's why the EOW has now summoned her again. Because remember that as per the new laws, as per the new judgment that has come in the PMLA matter, there has to be a strong case, there has to be a predicate offence that is being investigated by the Economic Offences Wing of the Delhi Police. In case there has to be a conviction or a watertight case under the provisions of the PMLA as well. So the EOW has also swung back into action so that no stones are unturned when it comes to Jacqueline Fernandez into this particular case. Shilpa.
All right. Thank you very much, Ananya, for bringing us those details. Now, we've also accessed the questions. We'll be following that story, but we'll leave it there for now. Now, CNN